This is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hello, hello. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Episode 104 of the award-winning Wicked Rhody podcast. Great to have you all with us.
Yes.
And we are into the full first week of fall. I feel like pumpkin and flannel and
boots.
Everything, Ugg boots. But we've had like this funky, like warm, like rainy weather, but then we have these cool nights.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that season where you don't know if you're going to use the air conditioner in the car or you're going to use the heat seaters, or seat heaters.
Yeah, I've been using both. Even just in the house, like because of the mugginess, you've had to kind of zip it with the air conditioning. It's been crazy.
It has. But we had great events last weekend. I ended up going to the Big E last weekend.
Did you?
You went east. You went east to Martha's Vineyard. Well, really south, I guess. Southeast.
Yeah.
I went northwest to the Big E up there in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is ending on this upcoming Sunday. It's 2 weeks. It's crazy. Have you ever been there?
I have never been. Never been.
It is insane. The day before we were there, they had their largest crowd ever on record in one day, 200,000 people.
Holy smokes, 200,000. Yes. How was it when you were there? Was it pretty close to that?
It was pretty close, and I think that's because the Patriots were playing on Sunday night, and people had the day to enjoy it there. And you know, working in various business situations that I have, you realize that when the Patriots are playing, it can really affect your business one way or the other. It'll be, either kind of off or it'll be slamming. Well, when the Patriots aren't playing, different events like that, different activities like that, it's big. It's huge.
That's awesome.
So they really just, it was crazy. A lot of food. Oh, Mary, I ate too much. I had 2 Connecticut-style lobster rolls, which are the hot lobster with butter, no mayo.
Yep.
The way I like it. How was Martha's Vineyard? You were out there for a podcast conference or a meetup.
A little meetup, for one of our podcasts and blogs, Outlander Cast. It was great. It was wonderful. We got to have some nice brainstorming with these people who we've met thanks to podcasting, who live all around the country. So got to get together. We ate our fair share of lobster, as well, as that is what one does in September in New England. But it was beautiful. I mean, as you know, the weather last weekend, when it really fell into fall, it had that little bit of crispness in the air. So it was a great time. And, it just made me come home and tell people, even if people don't want to go to Martha's Vineyard, it's a bit more of a hike, that even going to Block Island this time of year, it's gorgeous. The crowds are gone. There is some warmth into the days and still a little bit of a chill in the evening. So it's just a great time to be by the ocean, no matter where you are.
Yeah, no, it's, as one radio music artist said, we'll eat cake by the ocean.
Yes.
It's a good time to eat cake.
Yes.
What is that song?
I have no idea. I don't even know that lyric.
If you know that,
sounds like a great thing to do. I'm not going to lie. Stop by Greg's, pick up some cake.
We'll eat cake by the ocean.
Oh,
anyway.
Yes.
That one.
Yes. No, I know.
So if you know the title of the song, please feel free to head over to the Facebook or Instagram and just say, hey, here you go. We're better than Shazam. If you tuned in while you're on the road working, getting errands done, or looking up Shazam to find out what that Cake by the Ocean song is, stop, just enjoy the episode. And if you hear something that piques your interest, we'll have all the links and info for you in the show notes on the website, which is, you know what it is, wickedroadypodcast.com.
All right. What do you have? Talking about the ocean, we've got this nice kind of like surfing ocean music, which is apropos for the ocean state. So what do you have for this week's wicked interesting pick of the week?
Kind of has an older flair to it, an old school kind of 50s, 60s flair to that music as well, which is perfect for the 4th annual Ed Lang Car and Bike Show to benefit the Rhode Island Community Food Bank over at our favorite place, one of our favorite places, the Lang's Bolorama over there on Niantic Ave in Cranston, your neck of the woods.
My neighborhood.
It'll be on Sunday, September 30th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They'll be collecting non-perishable food items for the Rhode Island Community Food Bank. For each food item you bring, you'll get a raffle ticket for the chance to win a pizza bowl, which is 2 hours of bowling for up to 6 people, including the shoe rental.
Amazing.
A large pizza, and a pitcher of soda.
Awesome.
So you bring 10 non-perishable canned food items. Think about it. Sometimes you go over to the grocery store and they have the 10 for 10 deal, right? You could have 10 shots at a pizza bowl and be doing an amazing thing for the Rhode Island Community Food Bank and enjoying a great afternoon over there at Lang's Bolorama on Sunday. So the car show, like I said, starts at 10 a.m. It goes until 2. And then at 2 o'clock, they're going to tally up the votes and they're going to start handing out the trophies at 2:30. So there are categories if people want to register. It's free if you just want to come and check the vehicles out. That's totally free. If you want to enter and register, they are, you can pay an entry fee to bring your classic car or bike, but they'll have all sorts of different categories. They'll have the Bowlish Choice. They'll have Best in Show. They'll have the Rhode Island Community Food Bank Place at the Table Award. They'll have the Narragansett High Neighbor Beer Stein Award. They'll have the best bike, the top picks. This is a car show. And I think we've talked about this before, the difference between car show and car cruise. A ar show is where they give out awards. A car cruise is when you just walk around. This will have awards. So you want to check that out, especially on as the weather starts getting a little cooler, a little nicer out there. Plus, you can go inside and go bowling if you want.
Perfect. It is perfect.
It's a great way to kick the afternoon on a Sunday there. So check that out. That's the Wicked Interesting Pick of the Week. And now here's the Wicked Fun in the 401.
We talk all the time about the amazing performance venues here in the state, the big ones that we know and love, the smaller ones. Well, this week, the Broadway season opener at PPAC, Providence Performing Arts Center. I mean, that's like the creme de la creme of one of our theaters here. It's happening, and it's going to be Miss Saigon, which is a classic Broadway show that I have never seen. I'm really excited. I'm actually seeing it tonight, the night of our recording, to go see it. And I always tell people that seeing these performances at PPAC is such a treat because many times, just like this performance of Miss Saigon, it's the first stop of a national tour. So it's where they have a lot of energy. They're not tired and stuck on the road. They're like jazzed. They're really, really pumped to get their feet wet. A lot of times is when the actors have like their friends and family come because it is going to kind of be the beginning of their national tour. Checking these things out at PPAC is an amazing treat for us. And I just wanted to let everybody know that this entire season at PPAC is going to be, they're calling it epic. It's going to be amazing. So we start things off with Miss Saigon, and then in like the end of November, beginning of December, there's going to be Anastasia, which I didn't know until this year they made into a musical. This used to be like a cartoon when we were kids, Ben, was this movie Anastasia. And then that was Fantasia.
Oh,
Fantasia. Yes, Fantasia.
That was the Dancing Mops, right?
Yes, the Dancing Mops. Cats.
That was a creepy one.
That was, my kids don't like Fantasia. I love Fantasia. I don't blame Mickey. Them. I love all that stuff, but
your kids are normal.
Something was wrong with me.
A mop coming to dance at you and kind of like, ooh, it's all of a sudden it's got arms? Yeah, that'd freak me out too.
Oh, yeah, Mickey almost drowns in it. I mean, it's a pretty harrowing.
It's a harrowing tale. It's a harrowing tale. So I'm sorry. By the way, Miss Saigon, if you will, before you go, and your husband will appreciate this, watch the Family Guy episode of it, just to see how Peter destroys the show. It'll give you a little insight into what's going to happen. But
I love it.
But you had mentioned this season at PPAC being epic. It really is. And the best way to see all the shows is to get a membership.
Yes.
Because Hamilton is coming.
Yes, at the end of July, beginning of August. I mean, it's going to be here for a pretty substantial amount of time, July 23rd through August 11th. But precedence goes to ticket subscribers. So if
you have to, and most of those shows are sold out, and you want to get those tickets direct from the PPAC. Don't go. Just be careful out there when you're doing this stuff, especially that show because it is huge.
Yes,
it is massive. So you're going tonight to Miss Saigon.
Yep. I actually, a couple of girlfriends and I bought like the super cheapy seats for subscription purposes because we didn't want to miss this season. It's something that we can easily go see. And the great thing about PPAC is even though I'm saying the super cheapy seats, it still is an intimate enough venue where it's not like I feel like I'm in Connecticut watching the show. You know, I still feel pretty close to it. So yeah, we'll be seeing Miss Saigon later on this season. There's Cats, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, School of Rock, Waitress, which has been huge hit down in Broadway, The Band's Visit, which I hadn't heard about yet, but I read the bio. It looks pretty cool. And then, of course, ending up the Broadway series with Hamilton. So I just wanted to come in. I know we talk about theater all the time, but it's a great way just to get on out there. You can get some matinee shows, and Miss Saigon. I mean, this is a classic one. So it's going through September 30th.
Nothing wrong with talking about the great Broadway shows we've got happening over there. On Saturday, September 29th, Macklemore at McCoy. Mm-hmm. You know Macklemore, right?
I
do. One of my favorite police lip sync challenge videos was the Seattle one, and they used the song Downtown by Macklemore.
Yep.
They did a fantastic job with that. The one that the Warren, Rhode Island Police Department did, I was working with them on that. We did not do a Macklemore song, but you can hear Macklemore at McCoy Stadium. The Above the Noise Foundation is proud to present Recovery Fest 2018 at McCoy Stadium on Saturday, September 29th. Now, here's the deal with this show. There will be no alcohol, no beer, and it is all to celebrate those who are going through the battle of addiction and those who have successfully beat or continue every day to battle and have those small victories every day of being able to just, to make it without, depending on those, negative, impacts there, like the addiction, the various, the opioid crisis. We hear all too much about it. This is a whole music festival that is set to inspire, empower, and provide grassroots funding to U.S. cities affected by the addiction epidemic. So they'll be hanging out with the universal language of music. Above the Noise will unite the communities, heal families, and shift America's response to addiction from one of rejection to one of inclusion.
Nice.
Which is important. They're just doing such a great job over there at McCoy. It's going to be a great show. Tickets are still available. All the proceeds will help local nonprofits. They'll go directly to support local nonprofit charities in Rhode Island and New England as they help fight that addiction crisis. But Macklemore will be there right there at McCoy in Pawtucket. It's going to be an awesome show. You don't want to miss that. What else we got going on this weekend?
Well, I've got a free event coming up for you. It's Forging, right? There's a little free bill. The Forging Downtown Providence monthly garden tours with Jessie Lou. So I actually hadn't heard about this until now, but they've had 4 of these going on before. Sunday at 11 a.m. So say you go out on Sunday morning and you go have brunch and you feel like you want to go for a little bit of a stroll. I highly recommend meeting at the Dean Hotel. It's a free event. It's been a walking tour exploring 3 avenue gardens that this creator, Jessie Lou, has created downtown, as well as other urban greenscapes and plant life. So basically, this woman, Jessie Lou, who's an amazing, urban farmer and herbalist, she knows all about the different things that can be growing to make our world a cleaner space, but also to make sure that the pollinators, the bees, the birds, those butterflies, all of those things that we're worried about, when we take down natural flowers and wildflowers and stuff, it really hurts those populations. So she has been able to help create some urban landscapes right downtown in Providence. And what you get to do is you get to walk around downtown, and she's going to point out the different plants, explain the functionality behind it, how they can help divert rainwater. Lord knows we've had enough of that this week. Filter pollutants, right? All these different things, how the different colors. So it might inspire you to go and plant things in your own garden, or it might just help you realize the stuff that you've been walking by. If you're someone who works downtown, or if you go downtown for the restaurants, you may not necessarily understand all the work and time that has gone into picking specific plants in these little urban gardens. So it's just a nice way to get outside. Hopefully it's going to be some gorgeous weather now that fall is here. Just go, and it's an hour long. It's absolutely free. And it sounds really interesting.
That's great. That's and where you said the Dean
The
Hotel.
Dean Hotel, right
meetup?
downtown. Yeah, meeting there
That's the
Sunday
meetup.
at 11.
Yeah, coming up on Sunday, September 30th, it's the 28th annual Mist to Muse Canoe and Kayak Race happening, like I said, on Sunday, September 30th. This year's theme, it's a new one, it's 80s theme, so bust out the neon spandex, the off-the-shoulder tees, the sweatbands, and good luck paddling dressed like that, because they are kicking it old school. Online registration is open, and, the race will start on Sunday right around 2 o'clock. That's what they're hoping.
Yeah.
But you can register starting at noon. And, of course, you've been to the Ocean Mist, Mary.
Oh, plenty of time.
It's a wonderful spot to grab a bite to eat or a brew or a beverage of choice. They will have prizes for many different categories, including male and female solo kayak, male and female solo canoe, the double canoe, double kayak, over 65. Mary, is there anything that says we want all ages than having a category that says over 65? They'll have paddleboard, and yeah, folks, you better believe they'll have awards for the best 80s costume, the best themed boat.
I love it.
And once you make it over to Muse, they're going to have an outdoor party with ice cold brews, food, music, and prizes. My one question that has not been answered in any of the research I've done today, how are we getting back to the Ocean Mist to retrieve our vehicles?
That's when you have to have a friend. You have to have a friend drive. Yeah. I'll meet you there.
if you are an Uber or a Lyft driver, hang out down there because you might get a lot of calls that afternoon.
You just need a boat rack on top of your car.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll be able to, you can just make it. Or if you have an Uber or Lyft to take you down there, can you request an Uber or Lyft with I need an Uber, for 3 people with kayak rack on roof.
Yeah, in wetsuits. We're going to smell delicious. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's going to be great. We need a separate compartment for all that stuff. So check that out on Sunday. It's the 28th annual Mist to Muse Canoe and Kayak Race on the 30th of September. That's this Sunday. Can you believe the month is almost over already?
I'm shocked. I was looking at my calendar and I went, oh, there's October. Oh, okay. This is how we're rolling. Okay.
Yeah. Time to get those Halloween costumes, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, those of you who have little ones, exactly, you are starting that Halloween costume planning. Maybe you've already planned it. Maybe you've already picked it up if you're an early bird, not like myself when it comes to Halloween. I'm an early bird for Christmas, but not for Halloween. So, but if you want to get outdoors with those kiddos, I want to let you know about this really awesome event. It's going to be a sensory day at Roger Williams Park. So of course, there's kids for different issues who might not want to be around the crowds, who might not want to be around all of the noise, but we have that amazing Hasbro's Big Backyard. We have the carousel and everything. So on Tuesday, October 2nd, from 9 to 10 a.m., it's going to be an hour of nature play designed just for families who have children with sensory issues. So you get to go play in the big backyard from 9 to 10. Do all the fun stuff. Build the mud pies. Watch the boats flow down that beautiful little downstream river. Climb the treehouse. Now they are limiting it to about 70 participants. This is going to allow you and your children to really have some fun time playing in nature and just a nice smaller group of guests. I love that they were doing this. And then I saw that later after that, it's going to be a sensory day at the carousel. So if you have a young one who doesn't like all the noise for different reasons, definitely to head on over to check this out. And even though 70 sounds like a lot of people, Ben, you and I have both been to the big backyard. It's a huge space. Yes. It is absolutely huge. Limiting to 70 people is going to give you a lot of free reign to make the most out of it with your kiddos.
Yeah, you bring up an excellent point there because, with the sensory days, it's not necessarily only for kids. It can be for if you have young adults or parents in your family or in your group, whoever you travel with, that, they're also sensitive to noise and just different elements of that. They, possibly... They also want to be in an environment where it's not loud and crazy. And so this is perfect for them so they can be together as a family enjoying, because the kids may not have an issue with it. But again, there may be an older sibling or an older adult that comes with you that may, or a grandparent, whomever, these sensory days are so important. I mean, I think you and I have both been exposed to folks that have taken advantage of these kind of days, these kind of this kind of environment, and it's important. You have it in your family, I have it in my family, friends, and you see the value of it. And if I could just take this moment before we move on to the next event, if you're a business out there, or if you are an organization out there that is looking for information on how to really handle one of these or handle these sensory areas, there's plenty of information online, but one of the best places I can direct you to is Trinity Rep Theater, because they have Jordan Butterfield, who is, I want to say she's got a master's degree, if not a doctorate in dealing with this stuff. She's a theater major as well. She's a director over there, and they do amazing work every week, and they work with organizations to help them figure out the right way to handle these situations and to make it a welcoming environment for everybody. So check that out. So that's my little plug there. Sorry to go off on a rant there, but I love the fact that we're seeing more of these stuff come up. In our discussions, in our weekly show here, and we're seeing more of this stuff being promoted, which in my mind is nothing short of an amazing, a wonderful thing that businesses are doing out there.
Totally agree.
From that, I'll transition into another, Wicked family friendly event. May not be as sensory friendly as possible.
Okay.
But it's the Bristol Fire Prevention Day. It's happening on Saturday from noon to 3 p.m.
It'll be a little noisier. Yeah.
It's going to be kind of loud. They'll have demonstrations on fire safety and extrication. They'll practice fire extinguishers, discuss home escape routes, smoke and carbon monoxide detector information, car seat installation and fingerprinting with the Bristol Police Department, first aid and CPR, blood pressure and diabetic screening. Oh my goodness, so much.
So many things. All the things.
So many things. And there'll be fire trucks. Do I need I say more?
Hey.
There'll be fire trucks. You'll get to practice and probably use a a fire extinguisher, which if you've never used one, it's good to learn. Pointed at the base, not at the fire. At the base, not the fire. and you learn all the important things. By the way, this week on Carpooling with Ben, Sparky the Fire Dog.
Ooh.
Yes, the international sensation, Sparky the Fire Dog. He doesn't talk much. No. But we danced.
Love it. Love it.
And we danced to Baby Shark.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Do. So good luck getting that earworm out of your head. All right, folks, as we said at the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
You want to make sure you're checking out that Instagram feed, sharing some of the most beautiful and stunning photos from right here in the Ocean State. And if you go to any of the events that we've discussed here on the podcast, you can tag us. Just use that hashtag WickedRoady. It helps other people learn about the podcast and learn about the event.
If you want advertising or sponsorship information, you can email us at wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com.
Until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.